Assalamu alaikum, dear students. Bismillah Rahman Rahim. Students, we welcome all of you in our Tamam Education Hub channel. Students, today our topic is cost accounting, in which there is a chapter about financial statement. One of its problem is taken, which is showing in front of your screen. Student, this problem is most important with the point of view exam. It is requested to you, please learn this problem with full attention so that this problem can be help in your exam. Let's start this problem. Application of percentage, ratios and proportions. Al Karim Enterprises had a fire on March 31st, 2014, which completely destroyed its plant and some of its accounting records. Accountant of the factory, on the basis of his past experience and from records that could be saved, provides you following information. Prime cost 60% of cost of goods manufactured, gross profit 40% of net sales, factory overhead 2/3 of revenue cost. Cost of goods available for sale is rupees 5,60,000 rupees. Direct material purchase is 1,87,000. Work in process inventory December 31st, 2013. Students, this is the opening inventory 20,000 rupees, same as other two inventories are also opening, which is belong to materials inventory and finished goods inventory. Students, sale is 8,50,000 rupees in given period of time. Direct labor 1,32,000 rupees. The inventories were insured. The insurance company wants to know approximate cost of inventories lost by fire to settle the claim. Required, calculate the cost of finished goods inventory lost by fire, work in process inventory lost by fire, and raw materials inventory lost by fire. Let's move to other slide as a additional computation. Students, in this problem, the company had a fire. They had completely destroyed the factory premises. Due to this cause, the closing inventories like as closing raw materials inventory, closing work in process inventory, and closing physical inventory had been destroyed. Some logically techniques will have to use for finding these inventories amounts with the help of sales, direct labor cost and price cost. We can use accounting ratios techniques to find the gross profit, cost of goods sold, prime cost, cost of goods manufactured, cost and factory overhead cost, and put these figures in pipelines as a cost of goods manufactured and sold statement to find the closing inventories which have been destroyed in fire. Student, let's start additional computation. Sales is given 8,50,000 rupees. The gross profit is the 40% of sale. Then we have to compute this and get the amount 3,40,000 rupees as a gross profit. Cost of goods sold, sales minus gross profit. The sales amount is 8,50,000 rupees and the gross profit amount is 3,40,000 rupees. Now we deduct this amount from this amount, then we get the cost of goods sold 5,10,000 rupees as a cost of goods sold. Dear students, direct labor cost rupees 1,32,000 rupees. Now in given problem, factory overhead cost is 2/3 of conveyance cost. So we have to assume conveyance cost as a X. Let X be the conveyance cost. Conveyance cost is the combination of direct labor cost plus factory overhead cost. Now we have to place here assuming value as a X here is equal to the direct labor cost is 1,32,000 rupees plus factory overhead is the 2/3 of conveyance cost. Then we have to place here 2/3 of X. X mean conveyance cost. Now we compute these calculation. Then finally we find here X is equal to rupees 3,96,000 rupees, which is the conveyance cost. Hence the conveyance cost is rupees 3,96,000 rupees. Now we easily factory overhead cost find by the 2/3 of conveyance cost. Then we compute again these values. Then the finally value is 2,64,000 rupees, which is the factory overhead cost. Now we have to find out the cost of goods manufactured. Now the cost of goods sold is given 5,10,000 rupees and cost of goods available for sale is also given in problem here. Cost of goods available for sale 5,60,000 rupees. Now we put this value in given data here 5,60,000 rupees. Now we take the difference between 5,60,000 and 5,10,000. The difference between them is 50,000 rupees. This is the balancing figure. This is the balancing figure as a closing finished good inventory. Closing finished good inventory. Student, this is the inventory which has been stored in fire. This is our first requirement is fulfilled. Now less opening inventory is given as a 40,000 rupees. Now we deduct from this amount from this. Then we have a amount as a 5,20,000 rupees cost of goods sold manufactured. Dear students, prime cost is the 60% of cost of goods sold manufactured. So direct material consumed, so we have to take 60% of 5,20,000 rupees. Then we take 3,12,000 rupees as a prime cost. Now students, direct material consumed is prime cost minus direct labor cost. So then we have find out the value of direct material consumed as a 1,80,000 rupees here. Now we move the pro forma cost of goods sold manufactured and source statement to find other requirement. Now students, opening raw material inventory is given. which is the amount 50,000 rupees, 50,000 rupees. We put here 50,000 rupees here. Now direct raw material purchase is also given 3,10,000 rupees, 3,10,000 rupees here. Now this value is not given. This value has been destroyed in fire. Then we find out the value of direct material consumed, which is the amount. Which is the amount is 1,80,000 rupees. 1,80,000 rupees. We put here 1,80,000 rupees here. Then the difference between, sorry, here is the 50,000 rupees. No, not 5,000 rupees. 50,000 rupees here. Sorry. It's the 80,000 rupees opening inventories. Student story. 1,87,000 rupees is the direct materials. 1,87,000 rupees is the direct material purchase, and the raw material inventory is 35,000 rupees. Sorry. Now we take the difference between in both values, 1,80,000 rupees and 2,200 here. Yes, student, this is the 42,000 rupees as a closing raw material inventory which has been destroyed in fire. 42,000 rupees as a closing inventories, raw material inventories. Now we have a direct labor cost is 1,32,000 rupees, and the factory overhead also find out in addition to competition, which is the 2,64,000 rupees. 2,64,000 rupees. 2,64,000 rupees is the factory overhead. Now we add three values to find out the total manufacturing cost. At the rate sum ₹5,76,000 is the total current manufacturing cost. Now we add here opening working process, which is the amount is 20,000 rupees. 20,000 rupees here. So then the sum of both the value is 5,96,000 rupees. Now students, this is missing value. Now we going to cost of goods manufactured, which is find out here 5,20,000 rupees. 5,20,000 rupees is the cost of goods manufactured. Now we take difference between both the values. Then we find the student 76,000 rupees is the closing working process inventory. This is the balancing figure lost by 5. Now opening physical inventory is given in the form of 40,000 rupees. Now we add up both the values. This is the 5,60,000 rupees cost of goods available for sale. Now students, we less here. What is the amount of cost of goods sold, which is here 5,10,000 rupees. 5,10,000 rupees we put here 5,10,000 rupees here. Now we take the difference between both the values here. Then we find the closing physical inventory easily. Students, this is the 50,000 rupees is the closing Good inventories amount. This is the balancing figure loss by fire. Students, you are looking that we have found out all the requirements like as material, raw material inventory as a closing, which is the balancing figure here. You look here. Now, secondly is the closing work in process inventory balancing figure loss by fire. This is the 76,000 rupees. Same as we find the closing figure inventory loss by fire is 50,000 rupees. Students, this is our all requirements fulfilled. I think you understand and clear about this problem. If any problem you face in this problem, please contact me. My comments box, my channel. Students, if you like and understand these problems, please subscribe my channel and like it. Thanks.